everybody? T-Gentleman James back at it again, doing another podcast. Tonight's topic is comfort food, and I think you're all going to find some real good comfort out of this podcast. From the last podcast, we do have Teebs, we do have Rocker. Joining us this time is Sven, one of our other good buddies here. And we will be discussing each of our own roughly top 2 or 3 comfort foods, plus maybe a dessert or two. It might get your ideas and your thoughts going. You might think of some new foods that you might just want to try. But we're here to have a good time, here to chat, have a good discussion, and just kind of enjoy the night. All right, so let's get into it right away. Who wants to start off with their first meal or food that really gives them joy or comfort?
I'd have to say baby seal or whale ass.
Oh.
That's from Expendables.
All right.
Help.
God.
Well, I mean, he does have Nordic origins, so it's there.
Nice cock.
Hell yeah.
All right. I guess I'll go first. So, back in Buffalo, or in the whole Western New York area, there is a chain very similar to Taco John's or Taco Bell. It's called Mighty Taco. They have, from the last time I remember looking into it, I think they have about 36 locations over in the Western New York area, ranging from, I think, Niagara to a little bit east of Buffalo. They have a lot of good creations that they enjoy, but my favorite, and the one that I always used to get all the time, was called the Super Mighty. And it was basically a great 3-cheese blend. It had Swiss/American and cheddar jack, and they also put hot nacho cheese inside the burrito. So, and then they would also add salsa sour cream. They would take the Frito chips, if you ever had the Frito corn chips and stuff like that, and then I think it was half a pound of ground beef. So it would just be a nice sizable burrito with a ton of cheese and just really good stuff. I think the reason I liked it the most was because it was the sauce and the seasoning that they use for the beef. It's different from most places that made burritos or Mexican food, or at least I guess you could say Mexican American, not Mexican, because it's more of a Mexican American place.
Tex-Mex.
Yeah. Who wants to share?
Well, I guess I'll go with a kind of a family favorite. My family calls them grubby ducks, but they're actually German cabbage pockets.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, what we usually make them with is either the Pillsbury Grand Rolls or Crescent Rolls dough.
Okay.
And then you would usually stew ground beef, onion, celery, and of course cabbage for about, 3 hours, maybe 4. Then once you got your filling ready, you'd put it out on your prepared dough and make little pockets out of it, stick it in the oven for enough to bake the dough, and then you'd slather butter on top.
That kind of makes me think of a different take on making an egg roll, but using the biscuits and stuff.
Think of it as a pot pie without, or maybe a pasty.
Okay.
Without, but more of a German take on it with cabbage and stuff like that.
Hot pocket.
And when did you first get introduced to that?
Perhaps I've been introduced to him since I was a kid, so probably about, I don't know. I can remember about 2.
That's something your mom or your grandmother would make?
Oh yeah, no, my mom made them all the time. My grandma would make them.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a family recipe that went down a couple of generations at least.
I mean, from what I know from my parents, I'm German, Irish, and native. So, I mean, it's something definitely I would probably be interested in. But that doesn't really mean too much because I love Mexican food. I love Italian food.
Italian food?
Italian food.
Careful now. We don't want to get sued by Apple for using the I.
No. We gotta clip that and send it to Joyce.
Oh, I'm sure he's probably watching. He already tweeted out the post or like retweeted it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
All right, Teebs, hit us with your first one.
All right, so my first comfort food. This is a meal that my mom would make for me as a kid. And it's just always like my favorite meal. If I was having a bad day, if I was like feeling sick, it just comfort me. So it would be a chicken Kiev over a bed of rice with hollandaise sauce on top of it.
Oh.
Oh, there you go.
I think I've made it for you once before, Fish, when we lived together.
Yeah, I feel like I've had that before.
Mm-hmm. And it's like my absolute favorite meal. It's just like so simple to make. I bet if I was like a very good chef, I could probably make it from scratch. But I have never learned how to make a chicken Kiev, but it doesn't seem terribly hard.
Okay.
But I always just get the frozen one from Walmart or whatever.
Interesting. I want to say I remember you making that like maybe once or maybe twice. But to be honest, I don't experiment too much with hollandaise sauce. I feel like I should. It's good stuff. It really
It's
is.
probably my favorite like sauce. If there was
Yeah,
a sauce to
for
make.
sure. I mean, I've never had Chick-fil-A sauce, but
I've never been to a Chick-fil-A.
I mean, neither have I. I've never had a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A. But
Yo, throw in the
Alright,
sponsor.
sir,
I know
it's
you want
Sunday.
to.
You can go home now.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's all right. I mean, me personally, it's not my cup of tea. All right, it's not to my personal taste, but
well, the reason I mentioned it was because Quick Trip started their own brand, like their own version of it to sell. It's called the sweet and smoky sauce that they have for like their fried chicken and stuff. And
right.
it's super good. It's like a smoky honey mustard type sauce. It's and everybody was saying it's like Chick-fil-A sauce, and I'm like, well, to be fair, never had Chick-fil-A, so I wouldn't know. But that sauce is delicious, and I could honestly dip it in just about anything.
The Fishing Pod podcast, not sponsored by Quick Trip.
Yeah, like why would they sponsor
Yeah.
somebody that works for them? Please. All right. Was the
Let's hear it, Sven.
I was gonna say, was the baby seals actually yours?
I'd have to
He's
say mine. I know we have like 3. I'm trying to figure which one to talk about first right now.
that was my problem.
The one that you're
Trying to
least
think
excited
through.
about.
Least excited about.
Yeah, like
I have to say, when I went to New York City, there was a deli that I went to like when I was in the army like 8 times in a row, like 4 times in a day, and it was like this deli. They made this fucking roast beef sandwich that was just
oh, was it kind of like a French dip sandwich?
no.
No, it wasn't.
No,
like
it was like a giant Reuben. It was
That
amazing.
that's probably that there's a good number of shops to pick.
Yeah,
from.
I know
Yeah.
that's why I'm sitting here like
So that's like half of like downtown New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but it was
Well,
just
if you want to get even more, controversial and hard to pick, just start talking about pastrami from New York, and good luck. The fish is sitting there like, yeah.
Yo,
Just
I
the
had
way
pizza
they-
one time from New York at this one stand on this one corner.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I've never been to New York.
I would love to take everybody there sometime, either like up in the mountains or in Western New York, either one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So, getting into like our second one, I debated on it. The majority of my stuff comes from growing up in New York. The second one I want to talk about is, and it's a staple that you can get anywhere, but it's best found in Buffalo. It's buffalo chicken wings dipped in blue cheese dressing.
You and your fucking blue cheese, man. Ugh.
I swear I've had this debate multiple times with multiple people. Growing up in New York versus living in the Midwest now, everybody in the Midwest dips their stuff in ranch, and that's fine.
Yep.
Ranch is okay. Ranch is good. But you do
Talk bad
not.
about my ranch.
but
Find
you-
out what happened.
But you do not choose ranch over blue cheese if you have both for chicken wings.
Yeah, you do.
I will dip pizza in ranch over blue cheese, but when it comes to chicken wings, it is blue cheese every single time.
But
And
do you take the celery sticks with the wings if offered or no?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, growing up, it was like a half tray of pizza, so you would take like one of those like baking sheets, and that would be a whole pizza, and then you would have like 20 to 30 wings plus celery sticks, carrots, blue cheese, and then if you're feeling really hungry, you would get a toasted sub to go with it. But that's a lot of food, and most people get the toasted subs for like lunchtime, and then when you have dinner, you get the wings and the pizza.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure watching somebody cream cheese a bagel in this state is a little can irk you a little bit. Yeah.
Wait, what? I don't get it.
Cream cheese in New York is like you would talk about cream cheese like somebody who really loved peanut butter on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and would add like almost a third of a jar to 3 or 4 sandwiches just because.
Yeah, see, when we got bagels in school back then, and you had like those little cups of cream cheese for one bagel, shit,
Yeah.
I would get like 4 of those and do 2 and 2. That's how much cream cheese you put on a slice of bagel.
Oh yeah. No, you don't.
I didn't even use a thing of those as a kid. I wasn't like a big fan of just like unsweetened, just like normal, just cream cheese. Like that wasn't
Sure.
my like big thing.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, no, but blue cheese over ranch every single time.
Yeah. Yet again, that's just that's an East thing versus Midwest.
Yeah.
Which I mean, honestly, the Midwest didn't divulge that far.
It's a fun
From-
debate, honestly. Like I've talked to people for like half an hour. They're like, "How? Like you can't take that sour taste of blue cheese and mix it with like a smoky or a sweet sauce on a chicken wing." I'm like, "Bet, watch me."
Why can't we just try mixing them?
I mean,
Ranch
Heresy.
and blue cheese.
Heresy.
That'd be bad.
Yeah, there is, but
I'm
it's
sure
not
it's out
very
there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's like a mayo chup.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
mayo chup for Heinz. They started making that, and I use it. I love dipping French fries in mayo chup.
Oh, I love it. It's the best.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Oh, can I go number 2?
absolutely.
I've been having an internal debate with myself about
Yeah,
number 2.
I want to know what it is.
Get it out.
So I'm gonna ixnay the choice we talked about before we went live. My actual number 2 is a Quick Trip product, not sponsored. And I
Not
love.
sponsored, says it immediately.
Literally, I had it right before it came today. That's the reason why I was a little late to the pre-show with Jock with the gents. Is I stopped. I really wanted some sausage breakfast burritos from Quick Trip.
Oh,
Those are my. That's like my like comfort food, like fast food or whatever. Like I'm going on a road trip.
Mhm.
Like if I was driving to go meet like fish after work or something, I stop at Quick Trip. I grab a Rockstar. I grab a couple of those breakfast burritos. I have to.
If you haven't yet, try those in that sweet and smoky sauce.
I would, but like
mm.
they don't make it home.
Well,
They're gone before I get home.
Then you take the sauce cup with you and you open it in your car.
No, I don't do sauces in my car.
You got a cup
That's-
holder. It's a
So-
sauce cup.
Boy.
So okay, I may get so I might get the corners clipped off my Wisconsin card for this one, but
Oh no.
Casey's breakfast burritos are better than Quick Trip. Sorry.
Can we kick him? Can we kick him?
Okay, to be fair, I will allow it only because I've never had Casey's food.
I will
But-
say Casey's has much better pizza.
Yes, that's what I've heard is Casey's pizza.
Yeah,
is
Casey's
better.
does have pretty good pizza. That's true.
And I know, like, also, like, if we're talking, like, convenience store pizza, I know Senex's hot and stuffed pizza is better than Quick Trip's pizza.
Can we consider Sam's Club fast food pizza?
I mean, they have a gas station.
Yeah.
Well, but they don't make it in their gas station.
Yeah, they don't. They don't make it or sell it. Yeah.
It's just in their food court.
Quick
But
Trip
the
mac
food
and
court
cheese is God
pizza
tier?
is-
Absolutely. To be fair, though,
What are we talking about? The stuff that the kitchen puts out, or the ones that you could buy in the cold section?
I mean, isn't that the same recipe?
no.
No, there's
No, it's not.
no. They have the stuff that they sell in a bag. Do they not sell it in? I don't know if they sell it in like that anymore.
They still sell it in a bag, but they changed the recipe like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I
I
prefer the
haven't had
stuff.
it in New Year's.
I prefer the stuff that they buy I think they buy for a different company anyways, that comes in the packaging.
It's like Townhouse or some shit like that.
Yeah, that pepper jack mac and cheese is the bomb. I promise you, you will not regret it.
Yeah. The frozen stuff that takes like 3 minutes. What are you talking about? I mean, I guess you
Frozen?
I mean, if we're microwaving the mac and cheese that QuikTrip makes, it takes a little bit longer than 3 minutes.
Oh yeah, it's like 7 minutes, like twice.
Yeah. Whenever
Especially
whenever we get like a big pot of it going for our chicken program, we'll microwave like 5 bags at once, and it takes like half an hour in the microwave. So it's pretty wild. All right, who still has a number 2?
Me.
What you got?
I would say my grandmother's Swedish meatballs.
Oh,
Ooh, I could fuck up some Swedish meatballs, bro.
Like,
Is it the ones like in the mushroom sauce?
No, it's the one
No.
where you make the gravy with what's left over from the pork and
Yeah.
beef.
Yeah, but you add
combined.
mushrooms to it usually, right?
No.
No, you don't do it that one?
No.
Oh, I must have been having some knockoff Swedish meatballs then.
Heresy!
Because we would do like you were saying, like all the leftover juices and the
Jesus,
sauce
what?
and everything. And
You scared the shit out of me like that, woman.
hey, tell Cassie hi. Also, but yeah, we would do that, but we'd add a can of the cream of mushroom soup to all that stuff too, and then we would cook that up, and then put the meatballs in that, let it cook up in that too, and then serve it
Use
with
the
a little
onions
toothpicks.
instead of the mushrooms.
If we're on the topic of meatballs, the best meatballs I've ever had.
Are in your pants.
We're in New York City at some Italian deli.
No. I mean, don't get me wrong. The state of New York is very well known for their Italian food, but the best meatballs I've ever had are these venison meatballs that my grandmother would put together from all the deer that my uncles and my grandfather would hunt and kill during deer season. And she would use them in various dishes. She'd use them in spaghetti and meatballs. She would make Swedish meatballs out of them. Oh, venison tastes so much better than beef.
Yeah.
When it comes to it,
I actually had some venison last night during a cookout. It was top tier.
yeah.
That's fucking baller.
Do you guys think that bison is a better beef?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and
Definitely.
Justin just had some this month. I have to definitely say we
Yeah,
both
no.
almost ordered a second one to go.
If I had a chance to, I would have ordered one and tried it. I've never had bison before, but you guys really seem to enjoy that.
If you
burger.
showed up any sooner, I would have given you a bite.
Nah, it's good.
But yeah, that was delicious at that hotel.
The best part about that hotel.
I mean, maybe
All right.
the drinks were expensive.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, what's your number 2?
I'm actually gonna have to go with another family-ish recipe called Joe Gray stew. Yeah.
I've
So
heard of that, but I don't know
Yeah.
what it is.
So you probably have heard of it more, being from the New York region, simply because that's more of a Romani, aka Gypsy, kind of recipe. So you've probably come across, or at least heard of it.
Yeah.
So what it is it's usually potatoes, onions, things, and tomatoes, things that you can keep for a while,
Okay.
and is relatively cheap. But then you've got you can have pork sausage, bacon. Some people throw beef meatballs in there, but it usually doesn't hold together as well as sausage does. But yeah, you would generally throw a lot of that into a pot, and then you would just cook that up for, I don't know, my family would do it for 6-7 hours over the course of the day, just kind of slowly work our way through it, and then that cauldron of stew would feed probably, I don't know, 50 to 70 people easy. We
Yeah.
just throw it.
The name sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever had it.
Oh, it's good stuff.
It just sounds pretty good. Might have to do some research on it.
Yeah. Oh, there's recipes all over the place.
All right.
So before number one, I have an honorable mention.
Yeah, go for it.
It's been killing me again. I've been killing myself over this. So my honorable mention is venison wild rice soup. Like in between my number 2 and my number 1, it has to be venison wild rice soup.
You know, I don't think I've ever used venison in a soup, but that actually sounds like it'd be really fucking good.
So you slow roast it like you normally would for like a venison roast,
Right.
and then you shred it, and then you add it for like the last hour to 2 hours of the wild rice soup. And at the same time, you pretty much add like your vegetables in there. That's about the same time you'd add that, and it just soaks up everything. It's just so good.
Not gonna lie, all this talk about venison is kind of getting me excited for deer season.
I still have some venison, and I still have some venison in my freezer.
Well, the reason I'm getting excited for deer season is because apparently all of my cousins and a couple of my uncles are going up to our family cabin in the Adirondacks up in New York, which is like the big state park in New York. It's like fucking massive. But we have a family cabin about a 3-mile hike in from one of the lakes, and they want to do another deer season, and we haven't as a family done a major deer season like week in probably like 7-8 years, and I've never been part of one, because the last time 7-8 years I was 16, just moved to Wisconsin. Before that they didn't do another one another 5 years before that. They used to do it all the time back when my grandfather was a lot younger, and all of my aunts and uncles would go down there with all the grandkids, because I'm the second youngest of his grandkids, and the oldest is like 45, and I'm 25. So like the span of 14 grandchildren, a lot of them have experienced the whole like fish family like hunting season. So they want me to come down. They say they have guns for me. They want me to come down and fly into Albany, but I don't know. I might do it this year. It sounds like a lot of fun, and I would love to.
Out-of-state hunting licenses are expensive as shit.
Heads up. A fishing license for a week cost me $120. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Want to play whack fuck?
Yes. That's me whenever I go to visit. Whenever I visited my grandparents in Florida when I was younger, that was me. Go to play fucking golf in Florida, just whack. I didn't say they wouldn't let me say fuck at 12, but I pretty much wanted to.
Thanks for the hydrate, Foxy. Yeah. No.
Whack.
Fuck.
Anyone else have an honorable mention before we get into our first favorite?
So I'm just gonna.
Absolutely. I have an
Okay, well,
honorable mention.
I'll let Sven go first, but then I got one addition for a
Fucking
recipe.
medium rare fucking filet mignon.
Yeah,
Fair.
that's fair.
That's basic as fuck.
I'm more of a juicy
it's
porterhouse kind of guy, but yeah.
Filet mignon.
Did you say Chili's Porterhouse?
No, a juicy porterhouse.
Oh, I heard like Chili's. Like who the? I was about to.
Third, he goes. He's like, oh my god, honey, you're still basic.
I was about to say, who goes to Chili's for a porterhouse? It's like going to Denny's for a T-bone steak. If you get the joke,
It's like going to Denny's for a fucking T-bone.
Alright, what is your honorable mention? I'm guessing. Oh wait, you said it was Flaming Young.
Yeah.
What's yours, Rocker?
So it just made me think of this, but it is an honorable mention because this is something that me and my friends would do. So with the concept of shredding the venison for the wild rice stew, we're gonna throw out this one. Try doing pulled pork recipes, but with venison instead. It's it's something else.
I can see it working really well.
Yeah.
Actually.
I have chunks of venison in my fridge and my heat up now because you fuckers.
Yeah, no, me and my buddies actually had especially we would hold on to like some fresh cranberries and stuff
Yeah.
from earlier in the year, and we did a cranberry jalapeno sauce for the pulled venison. So that was that's some good stuff.
So, I was gonna mention for an honorable mention, my dad's pulled pork recipe, but because he does some interesting stuff. Like he slow cooks it for like 10 hours in a crock pot.
Oh yeah.
With like mustard and brown sugar and all this shit. But not as a main course, my favorite dish or like side dish for pretty much any meal involving meat. My mom Cindy, she makes a really good cheesy hash brown recipe. And she mixes it in a crock pot for about 5 hours. Mixes in frozen hash browns, shredded frozen hash browns with she uses pepper jack cheese, Monterey Jack cheese, shredded sharp it has to be extra sharp cheddar, and then about 16 ounces of sour cream and 16 ounces of cream
16
cheese.
ounces?
Yeah.
Damn,
It sounds like
son.
a weird, like, it sounds like a hearty version of, like, au gratin potatoes almost. a
Damn,
little bit.
son, where'd
Yeah.
you find this?
And then
Yeah.
Like a country version.
And then obviously like black pepper, salt, and like the seasonings that you would probably do for potatoes. But,
Damn, Gordon Ramsay, chill.
but the fact that she uses that much sour cream, you wouldn't think it would work, and you'd think it would throw off like the texture or the taste, like for being a little too extra sour. But it works.
Right. Yeah.
With the potatoes, it's so good, and it's that kind of it's one of those kind of foods where like you eat it, but you want more, so you get more.
Does she fry up the hash browns first and then put them in, or
She
just
has
raw?
she has done the recipe in a baked form, like in like a cake dish pan, and she'll bake it for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then she'll put all the shredded cheese on top, and then cover it and bake it for another half hour, and then mixes it all together. But it's fire. It's probably my favorite side dish ever because you go back for more and you go back for more. I think I would say like I've probably eaten. I want to say like 5 or 6 cups worth, like full size, like cups or bowls worth of it in one sitting.
It's like a solid 2 pounds.
Yeah, like almost half of the recipe, if not more. And it calls for like 4 bags of those shredded hash browns. So like basically 2 bags of hash browns and all that cheese and sour cream.
Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
Right?
Touchdown.
All right. Number 1 before we get into desserts. Who wants to go first with their number 1 comfort food?
Go for it, Kyle.
I'm gonna have to go with shepherd's pie.
You know, don't,
Like with
don't
with
hit
ground
me.
lamb, correct?
Don't-
Right?
yeah,
Real shepherd's
yeah.
pie? Just make sure.
Yeah,
Don't-
actual.
Don't hate me for thinking this, but with everything else that you've talked about so far, I kind of figured there was going to be something like that.
So it's a little different behind the reasoning, but it was something that my ex would make for me all the damn time, and that was like the first thing she ever actually got right as far as her cooking was concerned and
Oh.
following her mother's recipes.
Just
So-
cooking, got it. Okay.
You got a lot
yeah.
of old country like foods. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know, that reminds me of Old Country Buffet, and I missed that
Nope.
fucking joint.
Nope, it can burn.
Okay, I'm sure the one I'm sure the one where I'm living in now was bad, but I never went there.
No, he's just Fatih's just like the Mad King back there. Burn them all.
Country country kitchen is better.
Or Ponderosa Steakhouse.
Oh no, no thanks.
You don't like Ponderosa?
It's absolutely
4
not.
times in a row, food poisoning. No, thank you.
Oh, you got the
What
shit
was that?
locations.
What was that place that was near our first apartment? It was kind of like a place, kind of like a steakhouse. I know I went with Karen that one time. Do you remember?
Steakhouse in this town?
Yeah. It was like near the hotels and that Taco Bell. It was like a green,
Oh,
like
is it
it
Johnny's
was Green
Steakhouse?
Mill. No, it was like Green Mills or something like that.
Oh,
Or
yeah, the Green Mill Hotel restaurant.
yeah. We kind of went somewhere like there.
They
They
had
were
good
boasting
steak?
as a no. They boasted like it was a good steakhouse, but it was not good.
No, it was bad. All right. Honestly, I have eaten there once, and it was literally a month before they tore it down.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
gone now. Hell yeah.
It's a Holiday Inn
Damn,
now.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
So, no, this one might be a little bit of, and I'm Sven might have been there. I don't know, maybe, but there was a joint near us that was just borderline slightly better than Perkins. That my family would go to all the time because it was my grandma's favorite spot to go, and it was like one of the only places we could eat. Emma Crumbies was the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever actually eaten at an Emma's Crumbie, but
Yeah, I mean it was decent food, but it was definitely there were times where you went in there and it was the cooks weren't the ones that really cared about what they
Right,
put.
right,
Was
right.
I'm here for the paycheck.
Have any of you ever eaten at a Bob Evans?
No.
No.
But I have all of his. I've eaten a lot of it, or eaten a lot of his microwave products.
Yeah.
Like the mashed potatoes are like the best fucking
Mhm.
thing in the world.
I've seen them over here once I moved. I was like, okay, a little bit of taste of home, sure. Probably doesn't taste. Probably
maybe Yeah,
probably
like-
doesn't taste as good as the actual restaurant, but you know, it's
Eddie?
fine.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to share their top one or their number
Got
one?
this. So,
It's another Native American cuisine. It's probably the most popular thing you think of if you think about Native American cuisine. It is my mom's fry bread.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
My absolute comfort food.
As soon as you said native, I was like, yep.
You can't deny it though. That's
It's
probably
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's
It is.
probably the best thing they make. But
Like,
So and like the best part about it is my mom, she didn't know how to make a small batch of fry bread. She always had to at least make 100 pieces. At least.
Teeps, I don't think any recipe in any
Yeah.
family is
I mean, yeah.
small when it comes to fry bread.
true.
But I'd always get like the first 3 or 4 pieces because they weren't like quote unquote up to her standards.
Oh, yeah.
Because the oil wasn't hot enough to get it as brown as she likes them to be.
it's like a pancake.
Pretty much a little bit. Like yeah, exactly. Like they're not quite up to whatchamacallit. She uses like her testers to try and get the right temp for them.
Right.
But yeah, I'd probably eat more than I'm happy to say online about how many pieces of fry bread each time she made it.
Teeps, you and I gotta go out to an Indian restaurant just so that I can watch you criticize the naan bread.
Ooh.
I actually really, really appreciate naan bread. It's pretty good.
Well, I would hope so.
They just don't make it with sugar. That's
Yeah,
the only
well.
criticism I have is that it's not a sweet bread. I love sweet breads.
Yeah, and that's fair. I mean, they do have dessert naans. You
Yeah.
just gotta ask for them. You're probably gonna get some weird looks. Depending on
Also,
what restaurant you go to.
I've never been to a place to have Indian cuisine. I've never really had a good curry. And I say I don't like curries because I've never had a homemade like good like restaurant quality curry.
No, it's called fucking chili.
Yo, you better
boy.
stop. You better stop, man.
Oh boy. A chili porterhouse.
Suddenly on the on the news.
There's a
we're
reason why
just
I'm
gonna
pretty
be-
sure, if I'm not mistaken, like curry is like one of like the larger dishes now, even in like England, just because of how
Oh,
like
yeah.
much
Oh yeah.
it's
No,
just taken over.
It's been that way for decades.
Like a number of years now. It's just like the number one like thing you see on like in restaurants now in Europe is
Yeah.
just curries.
Yeah.
My
Actually.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, Teebs, it's too bad you didn't stop down here for the Valley Fair because they actually had a Jamaican stand that actually did green curry chicken that was just spot on.
Ooh, that sounds kind of good.
Well, the Valley Fair I think was the weekend after the wedding, right?
No, it was the
Well-
weekend before.
Yeah. Yeah, they had me working 6 days a week for like the past month.
I
now.
know. I know. But I was just. I hope they're back next year because that was some good food.
All right, Spen, what do you got?
Me for like
Your
Your
number
number
one.
one, like your absolute favorite comfort food.
oh, it was the Swedish meatballs. I thought we were only doing 2, and then 2.
No, we were doing 3, and then I decided to throw in an honorable mention because I'm fat.
Oh, so it's honorable mention. Okay, cool.
No. Now we're doing number 1.
Do you have anything? Do you have anything that tops Swedish meatballs?
No,
No, that's your favorite.
that's my favorite all time, dog.
My favorite all-time comfort food is Bush Light.
Well, then I'll just do. Well, normally it's your number 1, then it's an honorable mention, but
I decided to go honorable mention first because I'm
so
backwards.
So I'm gonna do my honorable mention. My honorable mention probably has to be tomahawk steak.
Ooh, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Tomahawk steak, and that's been smoked for fucking 16 hours.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
Can't be hating on that.
I thought you were gonna say backstrap in there somewhere.
Oh my god.
I thought that was gonna be on your list. To be honest with you,
I mean, tomahawk's relatively close, just off the side.
to a venison backstrap, I don't know, man.
All right. Well, I seriously doubt any of you guys have ever had this creation, but it's called a stinger sub. Anybody ever heard of a stinger sub?
Oh, I've heard of them.
Have you ever
Nope.
had one?
No, I haven't had one.
Oh, it's so good. All right.
No, I had to listen to somebody from Boston, Massachusetts rave about them the whole time.
ASMR it to me.
Oh,
What's on it?
if I could get my hands on an authentic East Coast stinger sub, oh
Does that stingray in it?
no.
No.
But I'll basically describe it to you. It's pretty much everything you would think of for like a Philly cheesesteak. Like it not like the melted cheese, but like
I've never had one.
But like this, you've never had a Philly cheesesteak sub?
Mm-mm.
Wow. Okay, that's fine.
It's not that common here.
Plus, yeah, it's just
They
True.
exist.
It's more of a bigger thing in Pennsylvania, I guess.
doesn't
That's
seem
fair.
like there'd be like anything authentic enough to want to try one.
So
There were a couple places, but they're shut down now.
there's two ways to make a Philly cheesesteak. You can make a Philly cheesesteak using the steak and using sliced cheese, or you can make a Philly cheesesteak using steak and using melted cheese.
I was about to say I thought it had to be like the cheese whiz or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
like a
Yeah.
cheese sauce. You can
Yeah,
either
like
make
cheese
it with
sauce.
you can make it with the cheese sauce, or you can make it with the slices. Typically, for the stinger, you're gonna want to use the slices. And what you'll do is it's basically a Philly cheesesteak sub, so it's the thin ribeye steak slices with provolone slices on top, and then you do the more normal like sub toppings like lettuce, tomato, mayo. You could throw in olive oil and oregano on there, and then what you do is you toss in. Do you guys know what a chicken finger is?
Yeah.
Like chicken fingers.
Yeah, you know. Do you know what a chicken finger is?
Mm-hmm. We
It's-
have them. They're just not.
It's kind of like a chicken tender, but like not as thick. They're more flatter. So
Think of a cross, the look of a mozzarella stick, but in chicken form.
yeah,
That's a chicken finger.
well, I think you're thinking more of like the Burger King chicken fries.
no, I'm not. I'm not thinking those
I'm,
piddly ass things.
they're not well rounded like a mozzarella stick though.
No, they're not.
Okay, well, anyway, it's like a Philly cheesesteak sub, but then they throw in buffalo sauce covered chicken fingers. So it's basically a Philly cheesesteak sub with all the fixings and chicken. So it's like a steak and chicken sub. It's the mixture of the steak with the spicy chicken is amazing. It makes your mouth water, and I have not had one in probably 15 years, and 15 years. I have not had one in like 10 years, and I would love to have one again.
You're just making yourself a list
Oh,
of
absolutely.
reasons
Okay,
to go back for that hunting weekend because you're like, I need this food.
See, that's the thing. Like, if I were to ever travel back to like that area, I can't fly because I'm gonna want to take a bunch of food home with me. I'm gonna have to get like a giant cooler, fill it with all the food, and keep replacing the ice as I get back to Wisconsin, and then put it all in my fridge or my freezer. It would suck.
It's gonna be gone a week.
Yeah.
It's
All
gonna be gone in a week.
It would take like 2 or 3 days just to get there, and then 2 or 3 days just to get back for the food to be gone in a week when I get home. Not worth it. It's better off just flying there and having it. All right. Time for desserts. I have 2 just because I can't decide between the 2. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Go for it.
So, this is one that Fish has had of mine probably more than once. My homemade New York style cheesecake.
Fucking fire. TheBomb.com. I have never had a better cheesecake than the one that Teebs makes.
Yes, sir.
The man knows how to make a nice round pie of cheese.
Honestly, yes. I think I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, the recipe has like 6 pounds of cream cheese in it. So like it's rich. Like you want to have more than one slice, but like your body can't handle more than one slice.
Body's like, damn, son, where did you find this?
Like you're pretty much just like,
boy, it's thick.
literally, damn boy, that's a thick boy.
Ooh,
Damn.
good
No,
stuff.
your mind just turns into the Milo that fucking meme.
Like literally, it's like so
Excuse me,
after
sir,
it's
how do you
done,
like your cheesecake? I like it thick.
it's literally so thick that after it bakes, it has to sit out for like it wants to cool. They say you want to have it cool down in the oven for about 2 hours when it's like turned off oven, and then you let it sit overnight in the fridge
Yeah,
to let it set.
you have to let it set for like at least 12 hours because of how thick
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Fucking fire. All right, who else?
Alright, I'll go second. I think my favorite is because Teebs has had him. Because he came over like right after Christmas when I was at the other apartment. But my mom's Oreo cheesecake chocolate covered balls.
Oh, those balls! Fucking put them in my mouth.
Mm.
I mean,
Yo,
All right.
cut the recording. Cut the recording.
restart the stream.
All right.
I didn't want
having a clip of me saying put balls in my mouth. It was a joke. But please, maybe actually clip that. That's funny as shit.
TikTok that shit. I want if that's not on TikTok by tomorrow, I'm disappointed.
Sorry, what was the phrase that you wanted to be TikToked?
Nah, just look at the timestamp and find
Where's
it later. I'm
my
not saying it again.
phone?
No, we're not saying that on live TV.
Was it hairy balls or was it cheesecake filled balls?
Whatever kind of balls you want, just let me know.
All right.
Onwards.
I get
Alright.
you covered, Pilgrim.
Well, this episode's going on OnlyFans now. Thank you.
Yeah, now that
Will they
appealed the
allow us?
ban- They appealed the ban, so might as well.
Oh my god.
All right, go ahead. What you got?
So, I've got another homely recipe, as Teebs likes to refer to them as. But, no, it's gonna have to be fresh made bread pudding with clotted cream and mixed berries.
You know, I want to say I've only ever had bread pudding in my life once, and I can't remember if I liked it or not.
So, the way they're, the one that's my favorite was made by my granny. Think of like the cinnamon flavor from monkey bread when it's fresh and you can pull it apart, right? But you're putting clotted cream with mixed berries that are fresh on top of that. Yeah. You're losing it over there, Fish. What's going on?
My dessert I was gonna talk about was monkey bread.
Was your number 2 that fucking brookie dough ice cream from Quick Trip?
No, it's not. But my number 1 is my grandmother's monkey bread recipe.
Monkey bread just hits different.
It's
man.
so good, man.
Yeah, monkey. Yeah.
Dude, fucking
It
man.
is the simplest dessert I've ever made in my life, but it is fucking fire.
Yeah, that's why. Does it have enough sugar? How much time is it gonna consume to make? Like,
Oh my god.
You know what I want to do? I want to take one of these days. I want to do the fluffy egg bread or the milk bread that they have that you see on the internet now from the Japanese and Asian recipes where it's really fluffy.
Oh yeah.
I want to make that in monkey bread style
Ooh.
to see what happens.
I want to
Just
try
to
and
see
make.
what happens.
I want to try and make one of those Japanese jiggly cheesecakes,
Mm,
where it's like more of like an actual like real soft cake instead of like a cream cheese kind of,
yeah.
and it just like
Yeah.
just wobbles. It just
Yeah.
looks so appetizing.
No,
There-
go ahead.
There is a pie. I have to remember.
Shepherd's pie.
No, it's not. No, it's a dessert. So
Hey,
I have to go watch the episode again to see where it's at. But there was a pie, and they've been doing them the same way for like since this prince or this king. They undercooked like a custard cake,
okay.
and then when they served it to the king, he loved it. So they basically had to continue to undercook this custard style cake, and they've been doing it for hundreds of years now, and I want to try and make one.
Neat. No, I was gonna say, why can't shepherd's pie be a dessert? I mean, look at that episode of Friends where Rachel fucked up the dessert, and it was half shepherd's pie and half whatever else.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to fix it with tripe.
Wasn't it like a truffle or some shit like that? No, it was like a trifle or something like.
Yeah, it was a trifle.
Yeah. But the pages were stuck together, so it was half a trifle and half a shepherd's pie.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's disgusting. But
Yeah.
I
yeah,
kind
it
of
was-
want
it
to
was
try it.
It was shepherd's pie on top, and then tripe underneath because she was making a trifle. It was like, oh man, that's gotta be.
Oof.
Mm.
No, but definitely my number one
damn,
is
son.
definitely my number one has got to be the monkey bread. It is
Yeah.
it is such a simple dessert, but it is so delicious. And the way my grandmother has always made it, and she gave me the recipe, and I make it all the time now myself, is I take the Pillsbury biscuits
Mm.
and I use those as the base. So I'll use the butter tasting ones. I'll use the home style. I'll use the extra flaky. It doesn't really matter which one I use. It's all of them taste
Yeah.
really good.
Yep.
And you'll cut each biscuit into about 5 or 6 pieces. Run it through brown sugar and cinnamon, and then you'll put it in a bundt pan. You take the leftovers cinnamon sugar mixture with melted butter, stir it up really good, pour it over the top, bake it. It's super simple, super delicious. But what I've actually been doing with it lately is I've been adding extra ingredients just to see if it matters, if it changes the taste at all. And what I found is I add a large helping of pure vanilla extract to the cinnamon butter mixture, and I pour it over the top. It makes it a little sweeter, but it doesn't take away from the cinnamon taste, which is actually really nice.
So, you want a suggestion on that one?
Sure, I'm always up for
Right.
suggestions.
Add some fresh maple syrup to it. Not much. Like replace your vanilla extract with just that. Maybe about 1.5 times what you would put for the vanilla extract as maple syrup, and yeah.
Well, if I didn't have diabetes yet, I'm gonna have diabetes now. That sounds fucking fire.
Yeah.
No, the other dessert I was gonna mention, just because it was a big thing in my childhood, is sponge candy, and
Oh,
right. Have you ever had sponge? Have you ever had sponge candy? Do you like sponge
Yeah.
candy?
nasty.
What?
Sponge candy can burn in the fiery depths of hell.
Some
It's-
people treat it like saltwater taffy. There's either a love or a hate for it.
Right. It's The reason I like it is it reminds me of just a firmer cotton candy. Because it's so decadent that when you eat it, it melts away. But
Yep.
it's yeah.
Nonsense. Blasphemy.
Sven's like, I've only had the ones that have ended up like Big League Chew. I'm sitting there chewing on them for 15 minutes and all the flavor's gone and I'm still chewing.
Sitting there like a fucking woodchuck, not knowing what to do.
It reminded me of the episode of The Sandlot where the kids fucking eat that chew, and they
Oh.
fucking.
Big Chief.
Oh.
Oh.
Anyway, I think that'll wrap up today's podcast. If you are watching or if you catch this podcast on YouTube or wherever I post it, we are doing a pretty heavy podcast this next week. It's a really good topic, especially for a lot of us because we're all avid gamers. We're going through each of our own top 5 video games of all time, plus an honorable mention or two. I do actually have a couple cool things happening for that. We're gonna have probably about 8 people in this podcast.
Yeah.
We may ruin friendships.
Yeah, no, there's gonna be a lot of debating. There's gonna be a lot of yes and no's, and I'm excited for it. If any of you know me, I follow Monacat on Twitch. She's an awesome Twitch gamer. She plays a lot of great games, and she's just a really positive person with a really great atmosphere to her community. So we're hopefully bringing her in. She's very interested in doing it. So we're going to be bringing her in. Joyce Nader will be back. We'll have all of us. I'm guessing we have Luke, possibly, who is actually a former NCAA football champion, or a tournament champion. We also have a couple other buddies of mine. So we got a large group scheduled to be here for that podcast. It'll be probably at least 8 people. So I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be really fun. We're going to do some more promotions for it over a couple of different channels just to kind of get the word out there for the podcast. Hopefully we'll maybe even bring in double-digit viewers while we do it live. Otherwise, I'll be posting it on YouTube as well as probably Spotify. I think once I get the audio files from all these podcasts, we're going to start uploading them there as well as YouTube. So if you want to watch the video or if you just want to listen to it like in a car ride or at night, you're more than welcome to. So I hope to see you guys there. That podcast is set for Tuesday next week at 9:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're a big avid gamer like us, or if you like watching people debate and argue for a living, just come in and have a good time. It's going to be really great. And I'm excited to see all of you guys there. Don't forget to follow if you guys haven't already. If you want to follow on myself on Twitch, or if you want to subscribe to myself on Twitch or YouTube, you're more than welcome to. My YouTube is the same as my Twitch. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.